little censorship we've been covering here on the channel for a while now. And all these distractions is all pointing towards more and more censorship. We even coined it as a tsunami of censorship is going to hit us hard. Almost 2 years ago now. And yeah, it's hitting us hard. We're going into uncharted waters. Governments need the last 3 years to disappear, or 3.5 now, 4 years to disappear. And they'll do anything they can to make the last 4. They'll burn the earth to the ground, right? They don't want an election in 2024. There's a lot of things that they don't want. And there's going to be no election in Canada in 2025. So, yeah. Let's get into this, guys. Here you go, your censorship news. And legacy media complains that social media platforms aren't censoring deepfakes enough ahead of the 2024 election. There's going to be no 2024 election, guys. This is going to spark into civil war. This is something we've been telling you guys during the first Biden selection in November. I think it was November? Yeah, November of 2020. We were already letting you guys know with the Biden selection. Amerifornia is coming. Housing set to double. Price of real estate skyrocketing. And yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. Foodflation we talked about. We talked about it all. We were on the money. Bye Taiwan, and Taiwan's next. And the military presence build up on the Ukraine-Russian border because the war hasn't kicked off yet. So basically, there it is in a nutshell. And deepfake enough. You could find the full story on Reclaim the Net if you guys want to check it out. The Associated Press, AP, used to be a reliable wire service that provided actual news, stripped of opinion and interpretation for news media to incorporate in their own reporting. But things have changed. In a piece warning that deepfakes have gone mainstream, the AP also manages to claim, right in the title, that social media guardrails are fading. Spoiler, the article's call to action is basically, we need even more censorship here. And they're pushing for that, and the tsunami of censorship will be headed our way, folks. Just watch. Google to settle $5 billion lawsuit for tracking private activity. The plaintiffs accuse the tech giant for tracking the data of millions of users. Google has agreed to settle class action lawsuit filed in 2020. We actually covered this. I remember covering this back in 2020, claiming its Chrome browser secretly tracked the internet activity of millions of people, even when they are using the incognito setting, routers reported on Thursday. So there it is. Filed in the Northern District of California, the lawsuit accused the U.S. tech giant of continuing to track, collect, and identify browsing data in real time when users thought they were doing their browsing privately. So that's another thing that's happening, and they're gonna double down on this for sure, especially with the 2024 selection coming up. Free speech social media app Parlor plans a 2024 return. I remember being on Parlor. It was a lot of fun, and it just disappeared. And the free speech social media platform Parlor has slated 2024 for its rebirth following its closure in earlier 2023. Originally championed as a space for all voices, the platform's minimal content moderation led to forced closure due to alleged violent speech and perceived insufficient regulation of speech big tech giants following January 6, 2021. Again, it's all tied to, they don't talk about the BLM and the violence and the destruction of private property and the amount of people that lost everything and businesses, generationally owned family business completely wiped out because of rioters and looters, and insurance companies not paying out. So yeah, that's a really big problem. And sorry guys, I got my phone here. All right. Judge sides with California in X's challenge against the state's censorship law. And again, this has been going on for a little while now. X, formerly Twitter, has not succeeded in its legal bid to block controversial law in California. The law is officially there to help regulate online content moderation, but the social network argued this piece of legislation is just a way to force platforms to censor speech that happens to be deemed as controversial by the authorities. And the state law, it's AB 587. We went over this. And signed by California Governor Gavin Newsom in 2022, while X Corp now attempting to argue its case in terms of free speech First Amendment violations imposed by said law. So my opinion on Twitter, it's got freedom of speech, but you don't have freedom of reach. That's something we were saying 6-7 months ago that now is becoming mainstream, and it's getting out there, which is good. That's what we got to do. We got to coin terms, get word salads, get this out there, and just get this out there. And this is a kind of an important one. T-Mobile quietly updates its terms to fine commercial users for hate speech. And mobile communications giants T-Mobile has on the low updated its terms of service to include fines if content runs afoul of its perceived violations of hate speech and profanities. But unlike in Canada, we have 2-3 cell phone companies. In the States, you just leave T-Mobile. There's 300 cellular providers you could go with. In Canada, you're in trouble. You are very limited to where you could go. Canada's got 3 cities, 3 mobile networks, 3 internet companies, 3 hockey teams, 3. We don't have 3 baseball teams, but you know what? I'm trying to explain to you guys how minimal it is in Canada. So in Canada, if they pass this in Canada, let's say Rogers or Shaw or the 2 internets we have, and you won't be able to have a phone. Watch, you won't be able to own a phone. Oh, you'll have a phone, you just won't be able to post anything. And Rumble. So this is a very interesting one. Rumble extends innovative policy. Creators keep 100% of subscribers' revenue. And I'm not trying to be a penis or anything, a big penis, but I got a lot of donations from you guys, and it racked up to a couple of $100, and I never got it. I never received it. And they usually mail me checks every other month for like $6, $3 for doing Mike of the Night. I get $3 for like 3 months of 30 cents an episode or something. And there was a time where you guys donated a lot of money to me, and I was very grateful, but I just never received it. I've politely emailed them multiple times with the screenshot of the payout and everything, and asking for a tracking number. If I could, like, let me know where it is, or am I getting it or not? So I'm not trying to be a, I'm just telling it how it is, right? And that's just how it works. And that's why we are heavily censored. And that's why we're not a Rumble hero. All right. And TikTok partners with fact checkers to police election disinformation tests roll out in Taiwan. Now, I'm bringing this up because my TikTok channel has officially been, like, I got strike down, and I can't post on my TikTok channel I started a week ago. So yeah, I started a TikTok channel 1 week ago, and I'm already banned from it. TikTok, the globally massively popular Chinese video app, has apparently decided to boost its democratic credibility by working with controversial and often proven as harmful democratic fact-checking industry, and strategically in Taiwan, of all places. So they're going to obviously bye-bye Taiwan, like we've been saying to you guys with the Biden selection in 2020. Bye-bye Taiwan. Hello, Amerifornia. And that's where we're at right now.